whole day.
See, not weeks.
How was your week? How was your week?
The week was okay. I
Okay.
couldn't play golf, but that's all right.
How was your week? Chill.
Yeah, you would have another jar of, yeah, he uses it to mix food,
You're not
feed
calling
and
me
sources.
for dinner, calling me, all you had to do was get the line and go to work.
Yeah, puts
I'm
on
gonna do
work.
everything else, so.
Especially show up to the warehouse when you
Yeah.
have exchanges. Yeah.
Right.
That's it.
How
It's
can
pretty
that be
straightforward.
We're just kidding.
Yeah, okay. Chain to a fence.
Wow.
Any volunteers to light the Shabbat candles this evening?
Well, I think Nate and Iris have it down.
What's that?
I think Nate and Iris just have it
That's
down.
right.
They can do it by
Yeah,
memory, it's their
They're
job.
always a great choice.
It's
Always
our permanent
always a
job.
wonderful.
It's your job.
Oh, it's permanent. That's what if you would, that was in one of them.
It's like Annie Heat, she does the kiddush.
That's right, and you light the candles. So, there you go.
Page 120, lighting the Shabbat candles.
Do you want me to shut that door?
Oh, that'd be great.
Yes.
Yes, that'd be good. Thank you.
Oh, that one? We're good.
Is it hot in here or is it?
It is hot.
It is hot in here.
Yeah, for me to say it's warm in here.
It's just one of the
Didn't turn it off.
That's an
Nothing's
interesting,
official yet, so.
Oh, it's sort of.
almost sounds like a shofar.
We're gonna have power to
Oh. He's trying to buy a refrigerator for his garage, so he won't be here.
Okay.
That is not a good enough.
I don't know what to say.
I don't either, I'm kind of flabbergasted with the refrigerator. Although he buys meat, so. As these Shabbat candles give light to all who behold them, so may we by our lives give light to all who behold us. As the brightness reminds us of the generations of Israel who have kindled light, so may we in our own day be among those who kindle light.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kishon v'mitzvotav v'zion v'hamir Shabbat.
Blessed are you, Adonai, our God, sovereign of the universe, who tells us with mitzvot, commanding us to kindle the light of Shabbat. Amen.
We're going to continue now on page 128 with Hine Matov, followed by Yedid Nefesh. Hine Matov u'manayim, shevet achim yam yachad. Hine Matov u'manayim, shevet achim yam yachad. Hine Matov, shevet achim Shalom Aleichem, beautiful entry of Shabbat, the ministering angels who have come to give us peace. Page 142. Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Hasharet, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Boachem Shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Seitchem Shalom, Malachei Shalom, Malachei Elyon. Mi Melech Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Let us join in a beautiful prayer that is in line with keeping of the tradition that God is our teacher, that God is the source of our knowledge, not ourselves, but God is our teacher. Page 145. Together, teach me, O God, a blessing, a prayer, on the mystery of a withered leaf, on ripened fruit so fair, on the freedom to see, to sense, to breathe, to know, to hope, to despair. Teach my lips a blessing, a hymn of praise, as each morning and night you renew your days. Lest my day be today as the one before, lest routine set my ways. Entrances to holiness are everywhere. The possibility of ascent is all the time. Even at unlikely times and through unlikely places, there is no place on earth without the presence. Please rise for the call to worship, the Baruch Hu, where it is that we are bestowing blessings upon God, the God who bestows blessing upon all of us. La 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 You may be seated. I think it's wonderful that we have such a small group. It allows us to do things that we don't normally get to do, like, well, for example, give a sermon much earlier than what we anticipated. And then as the hour draws close, we don't have to look at our watches to see when we're going to get finished, given the rabbi's sermon. So that was always the case where I went to temple. We always kind of, well, how long is he going to speak? And then, we want to be done by a certain time. So this way, it's out of the way. And didn't have them in the right order. There are so many things to sermonize over today, and yet it seems at times that there's so little that we can do. There's so much in the news that it is difficult, really, for rabbis and I think pastors as well, to struggle each week over this question of what do we talk about? What is it that we can bestow upon those who are listening to our words, that they can take something away that will lighten the burdens of the week, or put things in a perspective that sometimes that Shabbat is really designed for. Whenever I discuss this universal dilemma that all of us pastors and rabbis face, my teacher, Rabbi Ben Zion Wacholder, would respond in his thick Yiddish accent, teach Torah, and before doing so, try to tell a little joke. So here's a joke that has absolutely nothing to do with the sermon, but the psalmist does teach that laughter does gladden the soul. What kind of man was Boaz before he married Ruth? Boaz married Ruth in the book of Ruth. Silence means I guess you don't know.
We don't know.
He was ruthless.
That's okay for the pulpit.
Hopefully, you can go on the internet and look up jokes that are appropriate for church, and you'll see a whole bunch of them there. So that's where I got this from. So hopefully the quality of my devar this evening will be a little better than the joke. My topic that I've chosen, in keeping with my teacher, is the importance of preparation for prayer as described in our tradition. What can we learn to make prayer something that has the power to transform us? In the Talmud entitled Blessings, Brachot, a discussion arises about how to recite the Shema, the prayer that we're about to recite, which is a declaration. It's called the Kriyat Shema, or the Kriya in rabbinic literature, the voice or the sounding of the Shema. The Mishnah, an edited version of the oral Torah, whose task it is to explain in more detail how to live by the Torah, states that one must have total concentration, kivein libo. His heart must have intentionality. And only in rare instances may one interrupt its recitation, and only then in between the paragraphs of the Shema. Finally, one must recite in order the 3 paragraphs of the Shema, one of which is essentially omitted from the Mishkan Tefillah. These are the Shema that we recite, including the Ve'ahavta, that constitutes the first paragraph of the Shema. The V'haya im Shamoa, that's the second paragraph. That's actually from the Torah, a few columns past the Shema. And finally, the Vayomer, the Tzitzit one, where you take the corners of the talit and you kiss it and so forth, which is taken from Numbers. That is the third paragraph. The reason for the order is that through the recitation of the first paragraph in terms of the Mishnah, is we accept the Ol Malchut HaShamayim, the yoke of the kingdom of heaven, the yoke of the heavenly kingdom. The second paragraph contains the kibel, the acceptance of the yoke of the commandments. And that's a literal translation of the Mishnah. I'm not adding anything to it. In the third paragraph, the wearing of the tzitzit, the talit, is a reminder about the importance of doing the mitzvot each and every day. The Gemara, which means the finishing or the conclusion, analyzes all of the Mishnah, this oral law, and then some, because our Mishnah is an edited version of this oral Torah, traditions passed down in theory from Sinai till today. The materials that were not included in the Mishnah included midrash, that many of you are familiar with, and various what are called braitot or barayata, traditions that become part of the Gemara, because this too is considered to be from Sinai. The Mishnah, combined with this Gemara, is the Talmud. When you hear the word Talmud, that's what the Talmud is. And the latter began in or around 425 CE and finished probably somewhere between 600 and 700 CE in Babylonia, which is now, I believe, Iraq. There is a Brayata, a teaching not included in the Mishnah, that discusses the order, but more importantly, there is a revision, an emendation, a correction, as it were, that is the focus of this sermon, dealing with the order of prayer. The proper order for daily prayer, and by extension, every worship service, is that we should really begin with the washing of one's hands. Those of you may recall on Shabbat or on other occasions, there's a blessing when before we eat, we wash our hands and we say Al Netilat Yadayim. Those of you familiar with traditional Judaism and even Reform will do that as a sign of just washing the hands, and the food that is on the table is considered to be a mizbeach, is considered to be an altar, so we want to wash our hands. The second thing that you do is you put on the tefillin, you put on the phylacteries, which is commonly referred to in the English, but the tefillin. Why? Well, it says, "Ukshatam leot al yadecha," you should bind them for a sign upon your hand, and they shall be for frontlets. They shall be for frontlets between your eyes. Then you recite the Shema, and then you do the tefillah, the prayer, where we begin to say Adonai Sefatai, and pray the Avot through page 180. And it is this that is the focus of my talk. What can we discern from this teaching that can help us in our worship today? I believe that regardless of the rituals that are involved here, the Talmud is teaching us about preparation. You just can't walk into the sanctuary and expect to be transformed. The transformation begins with each individual and how they prepare to enter the sanctuary, how they prepare for, if the Shema declaration is the mitzvah described in the Mishnah, then what precedes it in this Braita must be that one cannot simply recite the Shema as we are about to do. It requires preparation. It requires intentionality to accept wholeheartedly a heavenly kingdom that is a yoke to those who are about to declare it each day, and as we are about to do tonight. Prayer yet must be voluntary, but once exercised, the supplicants, we, acknowledge that what flows from God are, in our tradition, in our faith, are the mitzvot, the acceptance of the commandments from God. We can all disagree as to how to do them. We can all disagree about the applicability in today's world, but no one can say that the concept of commandments is, or mitzvot, mitzvahs, is an essential soul of being Jewish. However, there is more to it than simply the declarations I've indicated. We must do things before the Shema to be in the proper mind and heart when we arrive there. It is not some small thing in the eyes of our tradition to pray, to declare the oneness of God and all that this implies. One must wash our hands at the outset, a ritual washing before engaging in the sacred. The mitzvah of the tefillin, the phylacteries, that we bind our hand and place between our eyes, so that our hands and our minds are ready to study and to teach these words of God, i.e., the Torah, and by extension, all of our sacred literature. To study and to teach, lilmod ulilamed. And when we are in a state of ritual purity and physically act as we have done, then we are prepared to begin the difficult task of God in Torah. We close our eyes and recite the Shema with kivein libo, with intentionality of the heart. Perhaps donning the tefillin in the morning is not something we Reformed Jews do for the most part. And perhaps we don't wash our hands before engaging in prayer. But if we comprehend and reflect on these rituals, we can better understand the role of preparation. Is it possible before arriving into this sacred space to let go of the week's troubles and burdens? How can we enact a ritual where we feel a sense of purity and, using our imagination, sense that sacred relationship with God? It can be as simple as going to the washroom here, perhaps, allowing the water to spill onto our hands, even wiping our faces to freshen us a little bit. And as we recite the Shema, we stand and close our eyes and chant in unison, and we experience the community. We experience the love that enters this room as one strives to experience holiness through what is the first word after the Shema, after we finish reciting the Shema? Yahavta, and you shall love. What flows from God is our love of God, which becomes manifest in how we treat each other. But that is not all. For we continue to the tefillah, to prayer itself. We acknowledge our ancestors, and in the tefillah of Shabbat, we give thanks for one simple thing in life: the law granting each human being one day of rest, of spiritual nourishment to restore the soul, to disengage from the rigors of life, both tonight and tomorrow. The prayer of the heart and the mind is really the purpose of our gathering, to dedicate our life to God and the world through the study of Torah, prayer, and acts of loving kindness. And when we do that, we have fulfilled the great teaching of our sages. On three things, only on three things, does the world continue to exist: Torah, avodah, worship, and gmilut chasadim, acts of loving kindness. Shabbat shalom. And with that, let us rise and chant the Shema. page 152. And then at the conclusion of the Baruch Shem Kavod, we'll be seated and let's do the Via Haftarah in English. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Adonai Echad. Again. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kevod, Shem Kevod, Malchuto, Leolam, Leolam Vaed. May be seated. Page 154. You shall love Adonai your God with all your heart, with all your soul, and with all your might. Take to heart these instructions with which I charge you this day. Impress them upon your children. Recite them when you stay at home and when you are away, when you lie down and when you get up. Bind them as a sign on your hand, and let them serve as a symbol on your forehead. Inscribe them on the doorpost of your house and on your gates. Thus you shall remember to observe all my commandments and to be holy to your God. I am Adonai your God, who brought you out of the land of Egypt to be your God. I am Adonai your God. Adonai Elohechem Emet. We're going to continue now with the Vishamru, page 162. Vishamru b'nei Yisrael et HaShabbat la'asot et HaShabbat l'dorotam b'ridolam. Everyone. Vishamru b'nei Yisrael et HaShabbat la'asot et HaShabbat l'dorotam b'ridolam. Beini uvein b'nei Yisrael, oti le'olam. Beini uvein b'nei Yisrael, oti le'olam. Ki sheshet yamim asa Adonai et hashamayim v'et haaretz uvayom hashvi'i shavat vayinafal. Beini uvein b'nei Yisrael, oti le'olam. think we're now ready for the tefillah. We're going to just do it silently. We won't do the normal avot. We're just going to do it silently in your own meditation, either in the prayer book, page 164 to page 180, or in just your own offerings and your own thoughts to God, or in your own silent meditations. Of course, you may remain seated. If it's your tradition to stand, please feel free to do so. I'm going to continue with Shalom Rav, page 178. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Page 178. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Ki atahu melech Adon leroh Shalom. Ki atahu melech Adon leroh Shalom. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. V'tov b'einecha levarech et Amcha Yisrael b'chol עת ובכל שעה בשלומך. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim tasim le'olam. And we continue now with the Misha Berach prayer, a prayer for healing, page 371. Together, middle of the page. Misha Berach Avoteinu Mekor HaBaracha Le'imotenu. May the source of strength, who bless the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say Amen. This week we pray for the healing of Art Bennett, David Cherniak, Elaine Berman, Roy Lewis, Maria Robinson, Adrian Abramson, Judy Grooms, Dr. John Johnson, Sheila Ross, Anna Petrus, Carol Zimmerman, Sally Pearsall, Tammy Jackson, Sandra Kelly. And is there anyone who we wish to add to our list of those in need of healing?
He burned up all.
Harold Fink.
Of course, to all those in our local hospitals.
He didn't hear it.
Those
Why didn't he hear it?
and their families who are
They mute their
They mute.
observer.
Yeah.
hostage, and those who have been
Otherwise you'd have all kinds of nonsense.
Well, usually he opens up.
He opens
to
it up.
Zoom.
Oh, for the Bishop Bear.
Well, if you put it in the chat box.
Alice Glass.
Huh.
May those in need of healing with refuah shlema,
Hey, it's
the
unmuted, Harold.
renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say Amen. Please rise for the Olenu, page 586. Olenu l'shabeach l'adon hakol, l'tefilu l'yotzer reishit, shelo asanu k'goyei haratzon, v'lo samanu k'mishpachot ha'adama, shelo sam chalkeinu bahem, v'goro aleinu k'chol ha'onam, v'anachnu goyim, ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא, ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד ושמו You may be seated. This week we observe the yahrzeits of James Zelniker, Ethel Munchnick, Joe Fing, Phyllis Stern, Janice Ruth Friedlander. And of course, we mourn the loss of Bettina Prager. Is there anyone who is observing a yard site who they wish to remember at this time? Please rise for the mourner's Kaddish, page 598. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shnei rabba, v'alma divrach yidute, v'al nichmal chute, v'chayechon u'v'yom mechon, u'v'chaye dechol beit Yisrael, ba'agala u'v'zman kari v'imru amen. Yehei shmei rabba mevorach, le'olam u'le'almei almaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach, v'yitpa'ar, v'yitromam v'yitnaseh, v'yithadar v'yitale v'yitalal, shemei dekudsha b'richu, le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbachata v'nechamata, da'amiran bi'alma v'imru amen. Yehei shlama rabba min shemaya, V'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav, hu ya'aseh shalom, aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. May God, who establishes peace unto the upper firmaments, grant peace unto us and to all Israel and to all of humankind, and let us say, Amen. Now gives me great, you may be seated, now gives me great pleasure to introduce Richard Rose, a board member and greeter from the board, to deliver the announcements. Greetings.
Shabbat shalom, everybody.
Shabbat shalom.
The only announcement is tickets for the Mobile Jewish Film Festival are now available. First film of the festival will be shown here Sunday, January 7th, which is in 2 days. You can visit the Mobile Jewish Federation website for more information and to buy your tickets. Thank you.
Thank you.
Have a Shabbat service tomorrow morning.
I was just getting ready to announce it. Thank you, though. No, yeah, because we did have a slight omission that was corrected this morning. We had somehow didn't put in the Thursday high notes that tomorrow morning is breakfast. You know, the big bad breakfast doesn't compare to what we have here on Shabbat morning. So you really should come. You don't have to stay for services, just come, and we would love for you to come. My wife hates when I say this, but we just want you to come, enjoy friendship and fellowship at 9:30. What is on the menu? What's on the breakfast menu tomorrow?
Lots of bagels and Danish.
And coffee?
Coffee.
Coffee, and probably some juice, no? Or
Bring your own juice.
bring your own juice. Okay.
I have some more juice.
Well, I can tell you the bagels are delicious, and the lox, you said, did you say lox?
Lots.
Lox, and it's free. You go to Big Bad Breakfast and try to get something like that,
$20.
$20, $15, and not as good. So be here, or if you're hungry, come here at 9:30, and then after that, to digest the food properly, there's a service at 10:30. And it's really a lovely community that comes on Shabbat morning, and I hope that some of you here can make that.
And the rain's supposed to stop.
The rain should stop, right, exactly. And would anybody like to recite the Kiddush? Anyone? It doesn't have to be the full, if anybody would like to.
Please.
Are you gonna do it?
Yeah, I'm gonna do it. If you tell me what page.
It's on page 123.
I could hear that one.
Good.
Praise to you, Adonai, our God, sovereign of the universe, creator of the fruit of the vine. Praise to you, Adonai, our God, sovereign of the universe, who finding favor with us, sanctify us with mitzvah. In love and favor, you made the Holy Shabbat our heritage, as a reminder of the work of creation. At first, among our sacred days, it recalls the Exodus from Egypt. You chose us and set us apart from the peoples. In love and favor, you have given us your holy Sabbath as an inheritance. Praise to you, Adonai, who sanctifies Shabbat. Baruch atah Adonai. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, borei peri hagaf.
Amen. Did you want to make a note, Susan?
Pardon me?
Did you want to make a note, Susan? It's not in there, I'm sorry.
It's not in there? Okay.
I'll do it.
Sing. Sing.
Yeah, let's all sing it together. Hamotzi Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, Hamotzi lechem min haaretz. Amen.
This is a big piece I haven't eaten yet.
You may be seated. When the cat's away. Let's see. This is an Adon Olam sung to a Bob Dylan tune called To Make You Feel My Love. And Adon Olam, if you really read it and study it, it really is a love poem. It really is a love poem to God. And the author really expresses in really beautiful words his or her complete and total commitment. And I think the melody sort of fits the sanctity of the song. The Adon Olam that is traditional is actually, from what I understand, taken from a song, I think, in Germany that was sung in taverns, the original. Adon Olam Asher Malach, that's a rendition of that. So doesn't it, that's the one everybody knows, that everybody sings, but this is a little different. Adon Olam Asher Malach B'terem kol yitzir nivrach V'yet nasa v'chetzo kol Chazal melech shemo nikra V'acharei kichlot hakol Levado yimloch nora V'hu haya v'hu hoveh V'hu yiyeh b'tifara V'hu echad v'yein sheni L'hamshilo le'akbira B'li reishit b'li tachlit V'lo ha'oz v'ha'mislah V'hu eli v'chai go'ali V'tzurchav li b'yitzara V'hu nisi u'manos li V'nat kosi b'yomecha B'yado avki bruchi B'yeti shan b'ya'ira B'bruchi gevi'ati Adonai li v'lo ira Adonai בטרם כל יציר נברא, לעת נשא וחפצו כל, אזי מלך שמו נקרא. לעת נשא וחפצו כל, אזי מלך שמו נקרא. Shabbat shalom to everyone. There's a nice oneg in the library. Hope you all can join us for that. And want to welcome everybody who was online tonight virtually. Shabbat shalom to you all.